Today we're going to be showing you guys how to make a spiral herb garden.
I am really here to watch with you guys because I don't know how to do it, but he knows.
And this is the finished product. We're going to show you how to do this step by step. Woo! All right.
This is the coolest addition to my garden. And now, when we have our other property set up, I'm going to want random spirals all over.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Because this is so cool.
All right, guys, stick around.
Dusty roads lead me back to you.
Hello and welcome back to Thistle and Thorn Homestead. Spring is finally here and we're ready to swing into action. Today we're going to be showing you how to create your very own stone spiral herb garden step by step. But first, if I may ask you very kindly to like and subscribe if you haven't. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Thanks, guys.
Boots crack stones on this barren land.
What you want to do first is find a good spot. So let's go do that now. Aha, perfect. We're going to go over this step by step. It's going to be easy. It's not going to be technical. And it's going to be so easy your grandma can do it. Not really. I don't recommend any grandmas do this. If your grandma's trying to do this, don't let her do this. Help her out. The bags of cement are heavy. Next, what you want to do is kind of roughly draw out your spiral. With a stick, just kind of roughly drew out where the inner walls or the wall is going to be, as you can see. The inner part being here, outer part being there. So all these X's are where the dirt is going to be inside the planter, okay? Now again, we're not going to get too technical with this. I'm not going to level it. We're not going to do that because that takes time. And if you want to level it, you can. It's going to look pretty. It's going to look whimsical, and it's going to be cool. Let me show you what I did real quick. What I did was I got a bucket to kind of indicate the center of the spiral, and then I went ahead and I drew out the inner wall, and then I came back with it about 10 inches. I'm about 10 inches for the wall wide, and I drew out the outer wall. Just follow it along until it hits the bucket again. Okay, that's how I did that. All right, pretty easy. You don't need a whole bunch of stuff to do this. Let's go over the materials. You're gonna need 2 bags of cement. Wrong. He was wrong. What you're gonna need is 4 bags of cement. 4 bags. Let's continue. And 2 bags of concrete. 2 bags cement. 2 bags concrete. What's the difference between cement and concrete? Cement is a binder made out of limestone, clay, sand. Concrete is cement with aggregate little rocks mixed into it. Okay, it hardens. You do have to dig down to make a footer. Let's go down 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches for the footer. Spade shovel, flat shovel. Whew. All right, again, so easy. Your grandma can do it. All right, so there we go. There's your footer. Didn't take too long to do, okay? Went a bit deeper than 3 inches, but it's still okay. I also added a little hole here for a little pond at the end, okay? So you don't have to do that. I'm gonna do that. Probably not today, probably later, and I'll film that too, maybe next week. But for now, we're going to fill it in. We're going to flatten it with a little trowel as best we can. If you don't have a trowel, use a piece of wood. But what I'm going to do first is change into some decent clothes. Bam, baby. I have a trowel for the cement, but only because of what I do for my day job. Knee pads, you don't need them, but I have them again. A bucket, you're going to need some water, and a mask. Okay, a face shield, because you don't want to be breathing in the concrete particulates. We don't need to be getting mesothelioma. Don't be a tough guy. Wear your gloves. Okay, we're going to mix up this concrete, and we're going to use a wheelbarrow. Get your hose, your water hose. What you do on your free time is none of my business. Let's get a bag of concrete again. These bags are 80 pounds each, so unless you're a tough grandma, I don't recommend you do this alone, okay? I'm not discriminating against anybody. You got a tough grandma. If you are a tough grandma, All the power to you. This stuff sets up pretty quick. Do about half a bag at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and do a full bag because I've done this before. So for the little experienced, start with a half bag. Make a little hole in the center of your concrete pile. If you don't have a wheelbarrow, just use a piece of wood to mix your concrete on. Okay. All right. Fill up that hole. Right. Don't go too crazy, and then mix it all in there. I'm gonna show you the consistency that you're gonna need. All right, that'll do. You're gonna want it kind of watery. That should be enough. Runny, but not too runny. So let me show you what that looks like. Again, this stuff sets up relatively quickly. So you're gonna want to work relatively quick. Okay, that's your consistency right there. Let me show you. So it is, you know, there's moisture in there for sure. See how it's kind of like clumpy like that, but you're able to kind of smooth it out. See, it kind of, ooh, I like that. Okay, so now let's get filling this hole up over here. Start filling in your hole. I never get old. Okay, it's okay if you get some mud in there. You need a footer because it's going to strengthen your structure. You need a footer or else you're going to have cracking later on. Add more water if you need to. Start drying up. Smooth it out, okay? Smooth it. Okay, you can do it with a piece of wood. You're going to want to continue this process the whole way around until your spiral is filled up, smooth, and even as you can make it. There we go. Now you're going to want to let it set for about 1 hour. All right, we're back. Changed my pants. Had some lunch, and it's just about set up. What you need next is a pile of rocks, obviously. So let's go get some rocks. Got your rocks. It's going to be a hot day today. Hot and dry. It's firm enough. We can start building. All right, same process as the concrete. We're going to get the cement. I do have an electric mixer, but we're not going to use that because I'm showing you how to do this without any fancy equipment. You can just do it in your backyard today if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and get this mixed up, get a bucket so we can put the mortar in the bucket and get to the fun part. Half bag, all right? Making fun messes here. I'm gonna add some water first. I got a hole in this thing, but it's all right. All right, pour some in there, about half bag. Put a hole in the middle. Some water in there. Mix it up. If you got a mortar mixer, all power to you. Use that. We're doing this old school, new old school. I find this fun. I find it kind of cathartic. That's right there, perfect. Actually, it's a little too watery. That's a little too watery. Like, sprinkle it on there, should be good. Dry it up a little bit. You want this consistency to be like make a mud ball out of it. I prefer it to be drier because you're going to stack rocks on top of it. And we need it to have a little bit of a structural integrity to be able to support the rock on top of it. Right there. That's pretty good. That's perfect right there. Alrighty. All right, so now let's start building. I got a bucket of water here and our bucket of mortar. I got a sponge here. So now take your rocks nearby, put some mortar down. Be choosy with your rocks, all right? Be choosy with your rocks. You're gonna wanna wet the rock a little bit. A nice patch of mortar first, okay? Make some nice patches of mortar here. There you go. Use your hands, get dirty with it. Okay? And let's start building. Again, guys, we're not going for perfect, okay? Kind of want it to look a little Lord of the Ringsy, a little whimsical. You know what? I like to use these big suckers for like the bottom, right? The bottom rocks. Kind of put some mortar between your rocks. We're going to start with the first layer, which is only going to be about 6 inches up. And then we're going to gradually go higher and higher. Get that big sucker right there. Heck yeah. I like the flat ones first. I like the way the imperfections look. It gives it more character. Some mortar on top of it. Again, you don't want to cover your rocks, okay? You want them to shine through, baby. So I think that's good. That's about the height we want to start with. Okay, we're gonna build up as we go, like I said. The inside doesn't have to be pretty, okay? The outside is what you want to look pretty. Dang, baby.
Heat waves shimmer, rising
You're gonna wanna save your big rocks for the areas where it starts going up higher.
like a lover's hand. Red sun above burns a hole in the sky. Echoes of silence just asking why. Dusty roads lead me back to you. Starry nights make the heart see through. Home ain't a place, it's a feeling inside. In this desert, love's where I reside.
We're almost done. Now, mix up a final batch of mortar to fill in the cracks and crevices between the rocks.
Boots crack stones on this barren land.
Use your sponge to dampen the rocks before applying your fill mortar. Then, use a wet sponge to smooth out the rough-looking mortar around your rocks.
Love's still a fire, though we're caught in this game. Dusty roads lead me back.
Look at how beautiful. Allow your planters to set for about 1 hour. Then come back and fill it up with whatever soil you use. We use a mixture of manure, our local dirt, and mulch from around our garden. All right, now that we're filled in with our manure and local dirt combination, we're gonna top it off with organic garden soil. You're gonna go ahead and sprinkle some water in there, not too much. We're not gonna soak it. We're just gonna wet it just enough.
Silver and cold, but you're
Nice and warm. Oh yeah, baby. Let's dump it on in there.
sandstorms howl, but we don't break.
There we go. Voila. Now let's plant some herbs in there.
Dusty roads lead me back to you. Starry
Woo! We did it, guys. Join us next week where we'll be building a real working pond. Until then, follow us on all the socials, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Catch you guys later. Thanks.
nights.